Hi everyone, and welcome to this Unit 3, in which we are going to see different flow control structures in order to allow us to perform different instructions in our code. So far we have been programming with instructions that are executed one after the other. But in some cases we want to execute different instructions depending or not some conditions are true or not. In this case, these conditions allow us different options to perform operations in our code. So, depending on this way of performing control instructions, we can use different types. For example, we can use control structures that depends on a condition. These are conditionals. We can use different control structures related to instructions that are repeated over time by means of loops. And finally, we can execute control instructions depending on not some error occurs. In this case, exceptions and control structures related to errors. So, the conditional selection allows us to compare some values in some condition in order to check whether or not a condition is true or false. Depending on this result, some instructions can be executed. In addition, we can combine conditions by using operators such as AND, or not. So we can test if one condition and other condition are true, if one condition or other condition are true, and so on. So depending on the complexity, we can define this condition in several ways. Here you have the truth table of these operations in order to see how we can perform these conditions. For example, if we have condition A, let's say two variables are similar, are the same, and condition B, let's say that one of them is greater than 100, for example, the operation AND will return true only in the case that both conditions are true. So if A is true and B is true, A and B will return true, since both must be true. Otherwise, this operation AND will return false. The operation OR will return true only will return false, only in case that both conditions are false. So, if A is false and B is false, the OR operation returns false. Otherwise, if one of them is true or both are true, the OR operator returns true. And the NOT basically returns the opposite of the value. So, if A is false, NOT A returns true. Here you have other relational operators that can be used to compare these conditions. Operators such as equality, distinct, lower or equal, greater or equal. These operators are mainly used for integer or numeric values. For example, here this will return true if this value is equal to this one and false in other case. So these relational operators take precedence depending on how we form this structure. So here is really useful to use parentheses in order to separate which operations we want to perform first than others. Otherwise, if we do not use parentheses, so the multiplication operation has precedence than the difference, for example. So this multiplication will be carried out first and then the difference. In any case, if you have different operations, it's better to use parentheses to separate them. So by taking into account this information, we can define several conditions applying different operators in order to check some conditions. Thanks for watching.